can win election. And that's why I keep saying that as we move into 2027, remember, as disorganized as Azimio was dealing with a very big brand of a politician as the flag bearer. You are dealing with Raila Odinga, who has an organic following of people from diverse, all areas of this country. Now, when you are disorganized and you're working for Raila, you can still be guaranteed some 6 million votes. Yeah. Now, when you are disorganized and you are Rigathi, Martha, and all these guys that we're talking about, I cannot be able to see, honestly speaking and scientifically speaking, how you can be able to beat President William Ruto. Because let me give you a simple thing that is an example that many of us are not looking at. Jagero, we were able to have meetings with President Uhuru in Sagana State Lodge. And not once did we invite more than 5,000 people. And every time those 5,000 people came to Sagana State Lodge, there was a lot of drama around it. Yeah? Sometimes it would be in the media that someone had missed food, another one had missed their transport back home and all that. Now let me show you how organized President William Ruto has already become. President Ruto did a meeting of 17,000 people in Sagana State Lodge. No drama, no nothing. You have not had anything dramatic that has come out of that meeting. 17,000 people were brought to one place. That is organization and that is order. President Ruto is doing the Nyota program and moving around the country, and in every stop, he is not hosting less than 10,000 young people. When you put 10,000 people in one place, what you expect should be chaos. He has so far done, I think, about 8 stops, with yesterday in Nairobi. No drama, no chaos, no TikTok complaints coming out of it. That is not achieved because there was a miracle. That is achieved because someone was organized and planned for it. Now, if that is happening today, most of the time, I wake up, until nowadays, I'm very, very, very careful about what time I wake up, because it is so dangerous to wake up and find the president's page live. And I'm not president. So why is the president waking up earlier than me? Like, by the time I'm waking up, the president is actually live somewhere doing something. And that has kept happening every other day. Meaning, Kalonzo Musyoka, Rigathi Gachagua, Martha Karua, who are the other ones? All these guys.
Joachim's boss.
Yeah, Wanjigi. All these guys wake up when Ruto is already on the ground and doing stuff. So if that is the reality today, you do not expect a miracle to happen then in future. Because evidently speaking, this is someone who is actually planning something, and this is someone who is already doing something. Remember, as it stands now, the Kenya Kwanza people have a presidential candidate called William Ruto. The Kenya Kwanza people have their narrative. They are selling the Singapore dream. Okay? The Kenya Kwanza people have a storyline, because the election is about storytelling.
Yep. What are they telling this day?
The story of President William Ruto is that he'll be telling the young people that I found an unemployment problem. I came with a Nyota program. I started Kazi Maju. I gave you affordable housing, and this has been able to be employing young people. It might not be where it needed to be, but we have started. President Ruto will be telling the story of how he has transformed the health sector. And he'll be saying, I found a defunct NHIF that was stealing millions and billions of money from you people. I brought SHA. Today, all of you are going to the hospital and SHA is taking care of the bills. And that will not just be something he's talking about, it will be an experience that people are living. Because today when you go to the hospital, Jagero, SHA is going to pay something for you.
Say that again.
He will be telling this story. He'll be telling the story, Jagero, of affordable housing. And President Ruto will be saying that I found a housing problem.
Why is so exciting?
Because it is the truth. It is the truth. So these are the stories that I'm telling you, Jagero, that he'll be talking about affordable housing. And he'll be able to be telling Kenyans that since the Kibaki time, in Vision 2030, one of the primary things that we promised ourselves is housing. And when I came in with President Uhuru Kenyatta, we still talked about housing. And he'll be saying even Raila Odinga, one of his biggest campaign messages was on housing, but nobody had been able to do it. And he'll be telling us that today there is an affordable housing unit in all the 47 counties of this country.
That you can
For the very, very first time, there is a project that is consuming billions of shillings that is not directed towards the region of a president. For the very first time since independence, there is a project that my mother in Bungoma can actually pass and see and say, this one has been done. President Ruto will be telling the young people that I know that you people love sports. And for the first time, we have a mega stadium. The Talanta Stadium.
Electioneering.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He'll be telling this story and saying you can be able to see what we have done about the sports sector. That for the first time, a sportsman was able to earn 1 million shillings for every match. For the very first time since our independence.
And
telling
athletes are able to earn 5 million for every record broken.
These are the stories that he'll be sharing.
And stadiums are all over
the country. He'll be telling this story to this very voter. He'll be telling the Mama Mboga that I brought you the Hustler Fund. Today you're not going to a Shylock to pick 1,000 shillings and 500 shillings so that you can better your business. There is the story of the Hustler Fund. He'll be telling you, Jagero, that when you are going to the university today, if you cannot afford to go to the University of Nairobi, you can go to the Open University. And at the Open University, your tuition fee is almost exactly half the normal fee of another university. These are the stories that William Ruto will be telling the people of Kenya. And let me tell you where the juxtapose comes in. What story will Kalonzo Musyoka be telling the people? Because Kalonzo must have a 40-year-old story. Without a 40-year-old story.
What does that even mean?
It means there's Riambo is making it look bad.
I'm just realizing what he's actually saying.
Yes.
That he has been here for 40 years.
Exactly.
Yes, so he must have a 40-year-old story. Martha Karua must be able to have an over 30-year-old story. All these guys must have a story worth that time. Because this, what I'm telling you about the story Ruto is giving, he's giving a 5-year-old story. In fact, as I speak now, he's giving a 3-year-old story. So these people must be able to have a story to give. In my view, actually, the only person who can be able to complete the story of William Ruto is a very young person who can be understood by the public because he's a greenhorn and has never held office. Otherwise, for as long as you've ever held office in this country, you must come with your story. You as Kalonzo Musyoka, you must tell the people of Kenya what is your story as vice president. When you finish telling them your story as vice president, you must tell them what is your story as the deputy speaker of the National Assembly. When you finish that story, you must tell them your story as Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Minister of
When
Education.
you finish that, you must tell them your story as Minister of Education. When you finish that, you must tell them your story as Minister of Trade before you go even to tell them your story as a member of parliament. So that is the difficulty that opposition finds themselves in.
Amemaliza hii kitu. Hii podcast